All right, joining us now is Alamogordo Tigers head football coach AJ Cisco, coming off a Week 1 victory. Always nice to start the season 1-0.
Yes, sir. It's great to be 1-0.
Yeah. It was it was an interesting game, and a game that it didn't feel like either side really was able to get into some type of rhythm or anything. But when you have 8 first-half turnovers, or you force 8 first-half turnovers, have you ever been a part of a team coaching or player that?
That's the most I think I've ever been a part of, and I mean it's credit to our kids. For going out and forcing some plays and forcing them to make some mistakes and then actually capitalizing on those and not dropping interceptions. And there's a couple other turnovers we thought were turnovers that we didn't get, with strip fumbles. But that's our kids being aggressive trying to get the ball. So that's a good job by our defensive staff of preaching that all year. And hopefully we can continue that throughout the season.
And that was, something I talked about a little bit during the broadcast was, it seemed like last year you guys had those opportunities and wouldn't get those turnovers. You wouldn't catch those interceptions, and that could be a real difference for you guys all season long if you got some players that feel confident in making those plays.
Yeah, absolutely. That's something that we did not capitalize on last year was other teams' mistakes, and that's something that we don't necessarily focus on and preach about, but we talk about making sure we capitalize on. If they do something, we got to make the play, and what's the most important play is the next play, even if we do screw something up. But our kids did a good job. JD did a great job with those 3 interceptions. 2 of those are pretty impressive interceptions. He's a heck of an athlete back there. But credit to our kids, credit to our linebackers for getting after football. I think we got 2 or 3 of them on the ground that we didn't necessarily get called or we get to recover. But it was pretty cool to watch our kids get after football in that first half.
And, some of the quarterback pressures made a difference as well. I think on Anthony's 90-yard return, if you guys aren't getting the pressure on
that's caused by Devon Herrera-Hamilton, yeah. And hitting that quarterback as soon as he throws, quarterback has to jump just to try to survive a little bit. But you watch the footwork of Audette on that break, it's pretty impressive, him getting out of a break and then closing the distance and then making the play. Then returning 90 to the house, and so that's exciting.
Kind of hard to assess the offense after Week 1 because you guys really didn't get a chance to run very many plays. A couple 3-and-outs to start the game, but I think as the game progressed, you all ran the football pretty well and broke some big plays. I still am not sure how Mekhi Gonzalez made that catch because I thought it was an interception, but obviously he got in there and grabbed it from him.
Good for him for fighting for it.
Yeah.
until they call it. But we start off the game, we call a shot play, and we snap it over our quarterback's head, but we have both receivers running wide open down the sideline. And then we come back to it on the 3rd play of the game, and we overthrow a wide open receiver. So that 3-and-out is just on us execution. That we had our shots at it. We wanted to be aggressive. We wanted to be more explosive in the passing game, and we got to capitalize on. Then, obviously, you go to the second series, first down, we get 7 yards. We take another shot play. Kudos to their safety. He makes a great play coming over to the top to break it up. And then 3rd down, we screw up a blocking scheme and we get tackled for a loss, and now we're 4th and 4. And it's one of those things where, hey, we can go for it or let's just kick it and let's let our defense make a play, and they did. And then we just, from that point on, we said we're just going to run the football the rest of the game, and I believe we only ran 28 plays the entire game. It was very controlled up front. I was very pleased with our linemen in executing schemes. Our physicality obviously was going to be more than theirs, but the execution aspect of it was much more impressive to me than what we looked like a week before. So that's kudos to our offensive line coach, Coach Drefts, and getting those guys bought into that.
I think one of the things that stood out to me that I hadn't been able to see yet was team speed. You guys are really fast in some spots like Avion and a few others. They're able to track down guys and make tackles and the receivers as well. You guys have some guys that can absolutely fly out there.
We do, and we got probably our fastest kid. We didn't really cut loose last week. He's still learning a lot. And once he gets it figured out, he's a dang burner, and he'll scare people offensively. But we do have overall, we are pretty fast overall with our skill position wise. And 2 of those plays you talked about, Avion Valdez makes a crossfield tackle, which is a huge play from the boundary corner, and then Joey Marquez runs down a guy when we blow coverage in the second half. And that's just a hustle play. Those are things that we can't teach. That's either kids got it in them to go and do it or not. So both those kids, kudos to them. But we do got some kids that can run and cause problems, and that goes to our skill kids, and even in the secondary, we match up with a lot of people very well in the secondary because of our skill kids.
So now, obviously, a much tougher matchup, and certainly not. We know that Valencia is going to be a solid program this year, but Los Lunas is certainly a step up. You're playing a 6A team for the first time this year. They're the defending 5A state champions, and they're going to be a tough team to handle for your defense, which was so good last week. It's definitely going to be a step up for them.
Yeah, it's a huge change from week 1 to week 2, but that's what we need to do to get our kids ready. to make a deep run in the district and threaten people and try to get in the playoffs, make a run in the playoffs, we got to play quality programs like Los Lunas. Like you said, defending state champs, they're absolutely huge. Monsters across the board. They're big. They're fast. They're strong. I do believe that Paul Searmans is the best quarterback in the state for them. I will die on that mountain. He is absolutely something special. So, our hands are definitely full on Friday, but this is something that with this group that we've talked about, we have to play better. We have to execute better offensively for sure. But we feel that if we do what we're supposed to do, this is going to be a good football game on Friday night.
Absolutely. And I guess I talked about, defensively, you guys were able to force turnovers. You can't expect to have 8 turnovers every game, but
that'd be really nice. It's a lot more relaxing.
Yeah, you'd be winning a lot of football games if you guys are getting 8 turnovers a game. But being able to focus, I'm sure, on the little things and being able to make the plays. And I thought another thing, I thought tackling was really solid in game 1 as well for you guys.
Yeah, and that's what we talked about in our first from the camp once camp started, and even in our scrimmages, how well we tackle. Now, we got to tackle pretty well again on Friday, and it's not the same type of kids, so our hands are going to be full in that regard. But credit to our staff defensively and our kids. They adjusted. They made an adjustment early in the first quarter when Valencia got a drive going. We changed just an alignment look. But our kids got after it, and that's the exciting part, and we're excited to see what they do against Los Lunas, and especially after last year and what happened to us, and then just the lack of execution that we had up there. So we're excited to respond to it on Friday night at home.
And for you guys offensively, I'm sure the big thing is maybe to try to get some drives going and get their defense off balance a little bit more than trying to put together those long drives like you were able to last season. I'm sure it would be big for you.
Yeah, we told our kids if we have any chance to win the game, we have to catch the ball, and we got to make some big plays in the passing game to loosen them up, because they're going to put 6, 7 in the box and bounce around and come from all over the place. And defensively, their whole thing is to cause confusion up front, and so we got to loosen them up. We got to be able to throw some screens. We got to throw the ball deep. We got to make plays with our skill kids to have a shot to run the ball. But avoid 3 and outs is a huge deal for us. Make sure we're on the field and sustain drives. We think physically we can match up with them up front running the football, but we got to make sure we don't have 7 or 8 in the box.
Yeah, and I guess the other question is, are they going to call kids being able to run up to the line and then back off and run up to the line like last year, where you didn't get those calls in Los Lunas, but you got it called against you later in the season?
Yeah, it's weird, and that's one of those. It's one of those dumb rules that they started last year. I think kind of died throughout the year, because basically you just open up Pandora's box to everything else that you're going to call the rest of the night. So it's something that we're not even going to press the issue on. If it happens, it happens. But our kids got to be sound. We got to make sure we're the ones that know the snap count. We're the ones that need to make sure we hold our water. But we got to execute. And we got to tell our kids that up front we got to play aggressive. We can't sit back and be reactionary to what they do and try to sort it out. We just got to make sure we do what we're supposed to do from the start and be physical and try to match some physicality. Blinn did a good job last week. Early in the game of keeping it close and trying to match them physically. And then obviously Los Lunas has better athletes, and those athletes kind of took over in that game and wore them down. But that's something that we feel like we can match up with Los Lunas in that area and make this competitive game late in the second half and then see what happens. And Searmans is a stud, so we got to make sure we do what we're supposed to do defensively, keep him bottled up.
Yeah, and then you throw in the aspect, first home game of the year, and there's always a special thing with that. We get the new uniforms this week as well.
We'll have the black unis. Yeah. We'll have the black unis out. We still don't have all our uniforms, so I think we're wearing all black on Friday. But we do got a couple more surprises later in the year for our fans and what we're doing for Tiger football and kind of throwing it back.
All right, we'll be excited to see that for sure. But obviously, wanting to get the community out there. It's the first home game of the year. Certainly, a team coming off a victory. This is a team that, I think you look at the guys that are out there and the effort that they're putting in. If they're able to go out and, as you say, execute. This is a team that can do some things this year.
And we told our kids on Monday after we watched film on Saturday, and then even Monday we reiterated this group has a chance to do something special. And that's because of our skill level and just how tight this group is with each other. So we got a big senior class that loves the heck out of each other and loves our underclassmen. They do a great job of being leaders, and that's the exciting part. It's a fun group to be around. But not only for us, man, we got our SATs out there that are out there every day with us that are going to be there. This is their first home game. We got cheerleaders out there. This is the first game they get a cheer out in a long time. We got band out there. There's a whole lot of things going on. There's a whole lot of reasons to go to the stadium on Friday night to enjoy that atmosphere that, like I've told from day one when I got here, that only one school towns in the state get to do that, and we're one of them, and we got to embrace it and have fun with it and show these kids in all these other areas how supportive this community is and how great Alamogordo is.
And how big a momentum builder this could be if you guys are able to go out there and defeat the defending 5A state champs. How that could really build the confidence for this group, I would imagine.
Oh, yeah, it'd be huge. But we told our kids that regardless of what happens, we got to focus on ourselves. And if we sit here and we play well and we execute, yeah, you're dang right, we're going to have a shot to win the game, and that's what we're trying to do. But this one game will not make or break our season, and we take it one game at a time. And I know that's all cliche and everybody does that, but if you talk to our kids, that's all we talk about. You won't hear us talk about anybody else. But it's exciting to know that because of us and what we've done in the offseason and our coaches have put in, that if we execute and play really well, we got a shot to win a game on Friday night. And that's a good feeling to have. Know you wake up Friday morning, know you're going to have a chance to win a football game that night.
And should mention one thing: do you guys have your concessions people all taken care of, or do you still need people?
This game is taken care of. We are good. I think we're going to have cash, and I think we're going to have Venmo or PayPal or something going on for people to use concession as well. But we just want people out there on Friday night. It's going to be a cool atmosphere. There's only 5 of these a year, and actually there's only 4 of them this year on Friday nights. One of them is now a Saturday, so we need to embrace that environment and come support our kids in every aspect, and not just our football players, but everybody else that's going to be involved in that, because it is a special thing that for these kids to experience that on a Friday night.
Okay, very good, Coach. Good luck, and we'll see you out there on Friday.
I appreciate it, man. Go Tigers.